Corey here with Team Backcountry. I've got Scott with Crispi. We've been running Crispi as a team for the last couple years. I've personally ran them. This will be my 5th season coming up in a Crispi boot. I've absolutely loved them. We've got Scott here to explain some of the new products. Take her away, Scott.
So I think this is the boot you've been wearing, right? This boot's called the Idaho. It's a 10-inch tall, non-insulated boot. One of the things that makes this boot awesome for archery season especially is the cordura and suede material that it's made with is extremely breathable. It's going to breathe a lot better than an all-leather boot. It's got the same Vibram sole and the same polyurethane midsole as most of our mountain boots do. But again, it's a non-insulated, super breathable boot with our ankle bone support system. So it's got a memory foam built up the side of the boot. So as you lace that boot up, it's going to actually wrap around your ankle, conform to your ankle, and provide super comfortable support, which I'm sure you felt, especially side hilling with weight on your back.
Absolutely. This has been the boot we've all ran all season long. It flexes where you want it to flex. It allows your foot to move how you want it to move, but it's still super rigid. So like you were saying, side hilling, we've got 40 pounds on our back pretty much all the time. You know, you throw half a bowl on your back and that boot's stiff enough to handle it and be comfortable all day long.
There's a bunch of guys out there who aren't on the synthetic train yet, like an all-leather boot. So for this year, for 2017, we're coming out with a non-insulated leather boot. This is very similar to the Nevada, which we've had out before. The Nevada is our staple boot. It's our best-selling boot. People wanted a non-insulated version. They wanted a lighter version, something a little bit lighter, not quite as robust. So we came out with the Dakota. It's still a full-grain leather boot, just a little bit thinner leather. And it's got a polyurethane coated leather rand that's triple stitched. So it's a little bit lighter rand. It's just bomb-proof. You don't have to worry about the rand peeling off on you. We're really excited about this boot. This boot's going to do really well with guys that like to put big miles on that want a little bit lighter boot. So we think this is going to cross over into the backpacking, the guys that are doing a lot of scouting, and then another great archery booter of the season.
And it's still leather. I ran this in a taller boot. It's insulated. It still breathes really well. I've had an insulated Crispi on in 80-degree weather because they use Gore-Tex insulation. I think it's Duratherm. Is that Duratherm? It's applied at Gore-Tex's facility. The whole boot is insulated, but it breathes really well. So when you do get hot, your feet are going to get all that moisture out of them. And even on a hot day, these have worked great. I can't imagine what those would be like on a hot day.
Yeah, they're going to be extremely breathable. So this is the kind of a lighter weight version of the Nevada. It's called the Dakota. It'll be available in May 2017. And we're really looking forward to this boot. It's going to be a bomber boot for us. Another boot that we actually released this a little bit later than we wanted. We released this in September of this year. It's a super lightweight boot, but it's still got a mountain-worthy flex to it. Sure. It's called the Summit. So it's another non-insulated boot like the Nevada, but it's a lightened down version. Sure. It's not as tall. It doesn't have as much ankle support. It doesn't have that memory foam coming up the side. And we changed it so it's got an EVA midsole instead of the polyurethane, which over time and with weight, that EVA material is going to break down and compress earlier. But to save weight, we came out with this Summit. We wanted to make the lightest weight mountain-worthy boot that we could, and that's what we came out with. And it's been, we've had some guys put some serious mileage on that boot, and it's done really well for us.
I know a lot of guys run EVA. I've always had the Palmer, the polyurethane boot. We're all bigger guys. We all have heavy packs, so we beat that EVA sole up quite a bit. But I can imagine as like an early season boot where we're not running a ton of weight scouting. EVA is comfortable. You sit in it a little better. I can imagine guys that love that boot.
Absolutely.
Especially little guys like Brando.